What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's me back again with another video, and yeah, today is going to be a fucking banger because I'm talking about the time that I greened out and got sent to the hospital and was greening out at the hospital. But yeah, I think it should be a pretty good video. Nevertheless, before I started, follow my Instagram. Yeah, I'll put it on the screen. And yeah, also remember to use my code at WGG Energy for like 10% off. And yeah, I'm out for school already. I've been out for a while now. And yeah, I'm going to be pretty much consistent throughout the whole summer with the YouTube videos. I might miss 1 or 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm having to work a lot, but I'm still pumping out videos. Anyway, yeah, I love seeing all the support. And yeah, I'm faded, but I keep rambling. Anyway, without any further ado, this is how I greened out at a fucking hospital and had a whole bunch of shit done to me.
Pop them pills, 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 pop them, okay, yeah, pop them peas, yeah, I'm Jack Frost and all I do is fucking freeze. All my diamonds cold as fucking nothing, I need skis.
Okay, so this story takes place back in January of 2024, and yeah, a lot of things were going pretty good for me at that point. I had a girlfriend, I just got my phone back, and I was smoking a lot more weed and doing a lot more shit that I'd normally done in the past. And yeah, I had a lot higher tolerance at this point, so that's kind of why I thought this incident wouldn't really affect me, like what I did. But anyway, let's get right into it. So yeah, I'm chilling at school, and one of my friends, I'm not going to name him because he didn't say I could use his name. He's also expelled now, but that's not important. Anyway. He says, like, he texted me on Snap, and I was like, I was kind of brand new to Snap because I wasn't supposed to have it before, and I never really used it, only to, like, other than talk to plugs, never really snapped anybody. But yeah, so he texts me and says, come up in the lunch line, and we were at lunch at this point, and he had the same lunch period I did, and he handed me, like, 2 free edibles, and yeah, they were actually pretty good. I think it was, like, 100 mgs. I mean, very moderately light dose for me now, but back then it was actually pretty high. And yeah, because I never really did edibles a whole lot. I did a lot more gummies than I have cookies and brownies and all that kind of stuff. But I want to home make them. I'm working on trying to get some can of butter, and I think it'd be a pretty cool thing to do. Anyway, yeah, so I take these edibles, go out through the rest of my day. They kicked in like an hour later. They were pretty good, and they got me pretty stoned. And I had a great time. Like I was sitting in math class, and I was just fried out of my mind. And one of my friends goes, "How high are you?" And I told him I was pretty fucking high. And he actually watched me like take the edible because I went over to my friend's lunch table, got him out of his bag, and then I didn't have to pay for him. He just gave them to me for free. But yeah, I ate them in front of my friends, and then they were like, "Oh, you're about to be high as fuck," and I was like, probably not." But yeah, so like 2 days later, he gives me like a ton of these little rainbow stripe sour knockout gummies. They were like 5,000 milligrams a bag, and he gave me this one for like $15. And I was like, okay, so this probably lasts me a minute. And so I would take the edibles each night, and like I would take them like 2 hours before I went to bed, after everyone else went to bed, and I would just enjoy my high, and then I'd fall asleep. I was just trying to do that to build tolerance. But yeah, anyway, I did that for 2 weeks, burned through the bag, and second week of January rolls around, and I buy this orange bag that was like THCP and THCO and like a whole bunch of other compounds and shit that are supposed to make weed stronger, but I don't know if they really do. Anyway, it's not important, whatever. So I actually have a picture of this bag. I'm gonna see if I can find it in my recent, like, or in my hidden on Snapchat. But I don't know. I'll probably just put a generic picture up anyway. So I was like, okay, I kind of want to get really, really fried. So like around 9, I took the whole 5,000 milligram bag, and mind you, I'd only been doing like 600 milligrams to 700. Just to build my tolerance, and I go to bed, wake up completely fine because there's no hangover from weed, which is like one of my favorite things about it. But yeah, anyway, I take the entire bag, and I don't really feel it when I'm going to bed. And I was like, oh, what the hell? What the fuck? That was weird. And yeah, so I thought to myself, I was like, I'm not even high. What the fuck? These are probably fake. But I was buying for 15 a bag, so it wasn't like a huge money loss per se. But yeah, when I wake up, like the morning after, like usually I wasn't stoned, but when I got up that morning, I couldn't even get up. Like my parents kept trying to get me up, and I finally sat up, and I was dizzy, and I was fried. That's the highest I've ever been. And like I tried to go to the bathroom and take a piss, and like I was taking the piss, and like mid piss, I got so dizzy I fucking fell, like, and hit my head on the wall and fell down in my bathroom. and like slid down kind of slowly, still peeing. I know that's kind of gross, but yeah. Anyway, my dad like rushes in and like I put my dick away and everything, but yeah, I don't know. Gross warning. I don't really give a fuck. Anyway, yeah, he's like, "Are you good?" And I was like, "I'm fine. I just need to sit down. I don't feel very good." And I was like trying to tell him I was sick, which was obviously not working. And I laid down on the couch and they were like watching me. And then like an hour passes, I still didn't feel any better. And so my mom was talking about taking me to the doctor. So they take me to the doctor, and like the doctor's like, "I don't know what's wrong with him. We can do a bunch of tests here, or he can go to like, I forgot what hospital it was, but I went there. I don't think it was. It might have been CHOA. I'm pretty sure it was CHOA, or Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Yeah, CHOA, whatever the fuck it's called. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, I'm kind of fried right now. I don't know if you could tell or not, but yeah, I'm living life. Anyway, back to the story. So we drive all the way down to CHOA, which is like in fucking Atlanta, which is like an hour away from where I live, and get down there, and they put me in this room, and they start doing fucking tests on me. Like they wanted to see if I had meningitis or like in like mono and like a whole bunch of other shit that was like affecting my spinal cord or some shit like in my brain or my brainstem. Holy fuck, voice crack. Anyway, I'm not editing that out, whatever. But yeah, so they do like 2 MRIs, and I barely remember it because of how high I was. I was high as fuck. It felt like a Xanax high, like where I didn't remember anything. But then my parents told me details, and like I remember it now better. But yeah, this is me like from my mom's point of view. So like they put me in the machines, and I was like tweaking in there. I was just like laying down. I was like nodding in and out of sleep, and she said they didn't know what was wrong with me, and they did a whole bunch more tests. I don't really fucking remember which ones they were. But then they take some of my blood. They do blood work, and it comes back positive for weed. Like of course it does. But I was like really dizzy. I couldn't stand up, and I'm just looking around, and it's like in 30 frames per second. So I'm just laying in the hospital bed watching. I think it was like The Simpsons on TV, and then Family Guy comes on, and I get like super excited, and I go like I deadass went like yippee like in the fucking room. And thank God my mom wasn't in there, but I lost like so much aura doing that because I wasn't in like a room by myself. There was like curtains next to other people, and then one guy flicked open his curtains like, "What was that for?" And I was like, "Oh, nothing." And I was feeling a lot better at this point, like I could talk now, but I was still I couldn't get up. But another hour passes. I watch Family Guy until it was off, and then like the doctor comes back in with my mom and said they're gonna send me to a serious hospital because they can't find out what's going on. And my mom was like, "If you've done anything, just tell me." And I should have given it up the moment she asked that in the morning, because she said it to me in the morning. I forgot to mention that. She said, "If you took anything, just let me know, 'cause, like we can keep an eye on you." And they had spent like $13,000 at this point, which is like a shit ton of money. But the insurance covered it because we got like good insurance. I don't know. I don't really give a fuck either. But anyway, yeah. So I was like, yeah, so I didn't answer her, and then the doctor like hands me a cup to go pee in because I said I gotta pee, and my mom's like, "Yeah, you need to drug test that too," and after I came back, I wobbled my way to the bathroom, and I peed in the cup, more in the cup, but like I don't know, I don't really remember doing it. I just remember walking out with the cup and handing it to the doctor, and the doctor goes and she tests it, and she's back in like 30 minutes saying, "Yeah, there's like a ton of marijuana." And they also, when they did my blood work, they told me how many nanograms was in my pee of like THC, and it was like a ton. It was like enough to like mess you up permanently, they said. But I was like, nah, that's not possible. I don't think it really does that. So I don't think I'm messed up permanently from it. So that's a good thing. But yeah, anyway, we get in the car, and I was like, I don't need to go anywhere else. Like they were gonna have to put me in a hospital, which is like $400 by itself. I mean, not a hospital, they're gonna put me in a fucking ambulance. Oh my god. And it's just gonna be like $400, and I was like, oh, that's too much. I don't want to go there. And I was like, I got really high, Mom. I'm sorry. And like I was like saying sorry to my mom, and I like felt really bad at this point, but I was still high and euphoric, so it was hard to feel sad. If you catch my drift, like if you know what I mean. But yeah. Another funny thing about these edibles is I took like the rainbow belts before I got like the ones I had that I greened out on, the pack that I had before that. I took like when I bought them the day I bought them, I took like two of the strips that come in the bag, and I was really, really fried. And like there's a picture of me that goes around, like you've probably seen it if you go to Creekview. Fuck Creekview. Yeah, I got some shit to talk about Creekview, but anyway, yeah, there's a picture of me that's like my friend turned or not my friend, this dickhead in my class, he turned the camera on and like used his phone and his flash, and he like took a picture of me because I was like sitting, and he like said he was gonna make it into a future album cover. So yeah. Anyway, if you ever see that picture, yeah, I'm sorry that you had to see that. But anyway, yeah. So I get home. I got off on a side. What the fuck? Anyway, side rant. Um, yeah. So I get home and my dad, like my mom, obviously tells my dad, and I still had my phone at that point. Like I left it at home all day, and like I texted my girlfriend. I was like, "Oh, I'm fine." I just like I was out doing stuff all day. I didn't like feel bad. I mean, I did feel bad that I lied to her, but she was also the one that like tried to get me to like quit smoking and vaping like the whole time I was with her, and I never did stop. I just got better at hiding it. But yeah. Anyway, I got my phone taken for 2 weeks, which is the shortest I've ever had it taken, and they actually told me when I was going to get it back. So that's the first time they've ever done that, and the only reason that they said that was because they were more scared. They cared like more about like them being like scared and shit than like the fact that I actually like did a whole bunch of weed. Like they thought it was like a serious health problem, so they were like frightened. So they didn't really take my phone for so long. But yeah, now I owe my parents a lot of money for that because they're making me pay what they had to pay. Like the insurance paid most of it, but they had to pay a little bit. So they make me pay, like they're making me repay that, which is like a shit ton of money. But yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, like the video. Check out my socials. Add me on Snapchat if you want. That's just my name. And yeah. Anyway, hope you guys have a good day. I know I will, and that's about it.